tearing out pieces of me to replace the broken pieces of you. Tearing out.
Healthy family, this is Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. So I hope my lighting is right because I've been fighting with this camera. So hopefully you all can see me. But in today's Mindset Monday video, today we are talking about an army of one, okay? Standing with yourself. I kind of touched on this in my last video, but in today's society, a lot of people like to tout that they're unique, or I'm an individual, or I'm this or I'm that, right? They like to live by a lot of labels, but when you break it down, when you go beneath the surface and you start breaking down like what people are doing, how they dress, how they look, how they speak, how they behave, it's a lot of carbon copies. And that's no knock to anybody, because I too used to suffer from that. I too used to think that I was so unique, right? I'm Chanel Stewart. Well, that was my maiden name. Chanel knows, right? I'm Chanel Stewart. Nobody is like me. Nobody spells their name like me, right? Nobody is a Pisces like me. But then I realized that a lot of the clothes I decided to wear was based off of what other people wore, or what my mom would think that I should wear. My verbiage was based off my family. The way how I thought about things was based off my mother. Even the way how I laughed, because anybody that knows me now today knows I have a very loud laugh. I'll let that bitch rip. I don't care where we at. Right? Very loud. If it really gets me, if it really tickles me, like it comes from my belly, like big, deep guffaw, right? But I realized that I used to like giggle, right? Keep things like kind of chuckle, because I was once told that women are dainty and delicate and they don't laugh big and boisterous. Like, you're too loud, Chanel. What's wrong with you? Right? Calm that down. Your laughter shouldn't be so big. Okay? And then I just kind of started falling in line, and then I started living a life based off of the propaganda that I was allowing myself to be programmed by. I stopped programming myself. I stopped following what I felt I should do, and I started falling in line with the carbon copies of the world. And when I realized that this is no longer suiting me, it was so freeing. It was lonely, but it was very freeing, because as I started, changing and adapting from, and it took me a while to get here, because I went from my mother's influence, and my family's influence and the religion's influence, to being influenced by my ex-husband, to even being influenced by my husband now. Currently, I would do certain things or say certain things based off of what he would say or what he would do. I found myself just mimicking him, because I'm like, okay, well, this is working, so this is what I'm going to do. And then I had to realize, no, you know what? I got to trend myself. I had to set myself apart. And at first, it was a little difficult, because people that knew me would be like, oh, you don't have this because of you. You have this, or you're doing this because of so and so, right? Because of maybe my husband, or whatever the case may be. And I had to say, no, wait a minute, no. I got this on my own. Like, this is me, unique. There may be a little similarities, but I did this on my own. And now I see it ramping up so much. I'm so glad that I was able to break free from that propaganda programming, that I had to be a certain way because I'm a woman of this, I'm a woman of that, I'm a woman of whatever the case may be, whatever. Insert your title and label there, right? And I just started being who I was. I embraced Ascending Infinite Goddess, because that's who I am. I embraced being Chanel SR Knowles, right? I embraced that, and I said, this is who I am. This is what I love. This is what I enjoy. If you don't like it, oh well, right? This is what I stand for. This is what I don't stand for. And now in 2023, I see they're running the same rhetoric. They're running the same storyline. They keep giving us the same regurgitated carbon copy BS, and we keep accepting it because we think it's different, or we think that, okay, we can make this decision on our own, but it's just the same old BS, right? Different characters. They're telling you who to be upset with, who to love, who to stand with, who not to stand with, what you should invest in, what you shouldn't invest in, what's good for you, what's not good for you. Withholding information on the sake of protecting you. But no, who's to know or who's to say what you can and cannot handle? I tell my husband all the time, never be afraid to tell me anything. I may react a certain way, but I guarantee you, if you withhold something from me and I find out on my own, the reaction is going to be 1,000 times worse. So just let me know, because I can handle it. Okay? I'm a big girl. I can handle it. So, at this point in time, when there's a lot of division, Democrats versus Republicans, Israel versus Palestine, Ukraine versus Russia, black versus white, the police versus the common folk, right? This is the same old adage, the same old story. And when you choose sides, when you start putting yourself in the middle, or rather not in the middle, and you start choosing sides, when you don't allow yourself to be neutral and you start saying, I stand with so and so, I stand with so and so, if they mess around and put something out or do an ideal or say something that you don't agree with, you're freaking stuck. You're freaking stuck. Because most people, because you done chose a side now, you don't want to look like a hypocrite, so now you have to sit here and backpedal your way and explain certain things instead of just saying, you know what, F all that. I don't care about none of that. I personally, I don't care about any of that. Okay? Because I don't like choosing sides. I don't like being put or pit against certain things. I adore a lot of our teachers, a lot of our elders. I appreciate them. I appreciate their wisdom and their experience. I take from it. However, I don't agree 100% with what everyone says. So that's when I say I'm not a leader. Don't come talking about you're following Ascending Infinite Goddess. I'm doing this because Ascending Infinite Goddess said, don't do that, right? Don't start picking sides and not allowing yourself to be in the middle, neutral, picking and choosing what's for you and leaving the rest. When you pick a side or you stand with someone or something, and then they start changing the story, they catch you with the okie doke, or my favorite, the gotcha bitch. There's been a lot of that going on with this administration that's over the United States right now. There's been a lot of that. Now the people that were rejoicing and happy when it first went in, now that they're getting hit with the okie doke, now they don't want to look like a fool, so they can't backpedal. They just try to explain things away or be quiet, suffering in their own misery. Don't let that be you. Don't do that. Don't mentally trap yourself like that. Be free. Be free. Send love to those who need it and want to receive it. Give healing to those who need it and want to receive it. But if it's not a battle that you are not personally entangled in, don't start putting your feelings into it. Now, always stay aware. That's what I keep saying at the end of my videos. Stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. You got to be alert, because when they hit you with the okie doke, you want to be on the up and up. You want to be ready for that. Camera died. But you got to be aware so that you can stay 2 steps ahead. You just want to be in the know so you can say, okay, well, this is what they're doing. This is how I need to move. This is what they're doing. I need to start moving this way, right? You can't live with your head in the sand, because these things do affect you. But when you live in love, the utmost love for yourself and for your neighbors and community, you will always come out ahead. You will always come out victorious. So that's what I mean by stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Keep your guards up. See what is going on around you. See what you need to insert yourself in of your own fortitude. But live in love for yourself first and then for your community. Do not let these things get you all hyped up and riled up and let your feelings make your panties get in a bunch. Okay? Keep your britches in check. And allow yourself to be an individual. Not get caught up by all these titles and these nuances and these, he say, she say, this is what we do, this is who I am, this is my pronoun, this is my title, respect me as such, this is how I want to dress, I'm expressing this, and you're just being a carbon copy of something else. I told my daughter, when she revealed something that she wanted to do for her future, I said, who are you following? Who are you modeling after? She said, no one. I said, okay, good. What blueprint do you have laid out to achieve what it is that you want to do? Because you've never done it before, but you need to have a blueprint. And she said, oh, no one, because I'm an individual. And I said, you are now. Okay, that's good to know that you're an individual. However, you're an individual who is ignorant. You're lacking no information. So don't be too caught up on the I'm an individual and then not have the information because you're unaware of how things operate out here in this world. Unless you're living in a off grid and you have your own source of water, electricity, and food, you are still caught up in this construct of things. So you still have to be alert and aware. So the best way on how to be an individual, the best way, I mentioned it before, on how to live your best life of self and be able to stand on your own square and your own swivel is to know what you want. See someone that has closely accomplished it and then go about it in your own way. That's how I was able to open two or run two financial offices, about to be in my third if it wasn't for COVID. That's how I'm able to operate Ascending Infinite Goddess to the magnitude in which I am. That's how I was able to win all types of awards as a teen mom with my children's little league. That's how I was able to be the best fundraiser that my city has seen. I have the awards to prove it because I saw what someone did, I adapted it to fit my mold, and I put my own personal flair on it. And they said, oh, no one has ever done this before, or we have never gone this way, or we don't do this. And I said, no, that was the past. But because I'm aware of what's happening and what's going on, and I have love for myself and my community, and I know that I'm an individual, and I can count on me and my own awareness, we gonna shake this shit up. And that's exactly what we did. Okay? So allow your mind to be free. Be authentically who you are. Don't be afraid to be that. And stand on your own square. Don't start getting pulled on one side and the other side and divide yourself. Have your mind going crazy. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Okay? It really isn't. So that is that. That's all that I have for you today, wealthy family. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I'm so grateful for you sharing some time with me. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.